Alright, so hi guys, dolls, and all of y'all. Tiffany, obviously. Who else would it be? And I don't know why, but I wanted to talk about it's a running joke on all my social media about me having caffeine all the time. If I'm not having a cup of coffee, I'm having some sort of energy drink. Every time I turn around, every time you turn around, I'm saying something about caffeine, coffee, energy drinks. I need more caffeine. I have too much caffeine. I have caffeine shakes. Got the jitters. And I would explain, like, why I'm so into this. So into this. Because it's really funny because my best friend, Ebony, hi Ebony, calls me a caffeine addict. And she doesn't drink coffee, so I don't know what she's on, if she's on unicorns and rainbows or what. But here, for me, I'm on caffeine. This is some energy drink right here. Um, Within arm's reach of me. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Sorry, I unplugged my laptop by mistake. But I wanted to explain about why I am on it so hard. And this is something that goes back maybe 20 years. I mean, I first tried coffee when I was 8 years old. But I mean, no 8-year-old is going to be drinking coffee every single day like an adult. I didn't start hitting the bean until I was about 14. And, I'm sure that if you follow me, you know that my mother was sick. I was my mother's primary caregiver. And that was an incredibly tiring job. Because my friend Stacy, hi Stacy, can testify to this, is that I basically saw it as a job where you have no vacation, no benefits, no medical plan. You're on call 24/7, 7 days a week. um, I had to miss a lot of my childhood because I had to take care of my mother. And I mean, I would get up at 9 o'clock in the morning and I would go to bed at midnight, and just over and over and over. And oh, it sounds in your head, it sounds okay. Um, But when you think of everything I had to do, I had to get up before I even went to the bathroom, before I even went and fed myself or anything. I had to go. My mother was diabetic, so I had to go prick her finger, and I also pricked mine a few times because she would jerk, and the needle would hit me. I stabbed my thumb quite a lot trying to prick her fingers. Um, do that, give out medicine. Go fix her breakfast before I even fix my breakfast. Go fix her breakfast. Make sure she's eating. Once she's eating, I can go fix my breakfast. When she gets done, my mother, since she didn't have any legs towards the end of her life, she had a Foley bag which collected urine overnight. I had to empty that. If she had to do the other thing that's not number one, I had to do the bedpan and pick up the bedpan and go clean the bedpan. Had to go bring water to give my mother a bath, comb her hair, do everything. And, this is probably before I've eaten breakfast. And, once that's all done, she's finally settled, I have to go plan her lunch. Whether it's like just a cold cut meat sandwich or if I have to actually make pots rattle and cook something. Um, you know, take it to her, help her eat it because there were times where she wasn't able to hold things properly, so I had to sit and physically feed her myself. Um, yeah, and basically be on call in the next room or in here. The two rooms that I stayed in was this room and the den, which my mother's room was smack dab in the middle of. And, within, ear range of Tiff to go see what she needed. Um, I would have maybe a few hours if she went to sleep to just sit on the computer, like, oh, that was back in the day, so like MySpace or something. And, you know, then I'd have to cook dinner. And I was feeding three people. I was feeding my mother, my father, and myself. Generally, if we didn't go out for fast food or something, this is why I was fat as a teenager. Um, Nighttime is really the hardest part. This is where the caffeine comes in. Because, yeah, I was jumping and at beck and call um, during the day. It was worse at night. Because every night, I would wake up every 2 hours on the hour to go check on my mother. Because nighttime was just wonderful for being hell on earth for us. Like, her blood sugar dropped and I have to call 911. I've called 911 more times than I can count. Like, even now with me in dialysis, I still see paramedics that I remember coming into my house at like 3 a.m. to revive my mother and carry her to the emergency room. I know them by name. They know me. And, that's very difficult waking up every 2 hours. I mean, I go to bed at midnight, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I'm getting up to check my mother and make sure she's breathing, which, is hard when you catch her not breathing and you think she's died. You have to kind of hysterically call 911. Because there was one time where right in front of me, she stopped breathing. And, I thought she died. And I lost my mind. And I called 911. And come to find out she had her intestine, like, twist. And the part that was twisted had died. And, they had to do emergency surgery in the wee hours of the morning to remove and repair this. And, that was very difficult. Because it's still dark outside in the morning. And I'm in this empty waiting room with my father, waiting to hear whether or not my mother is alive or dead. She survived that particular instance, thank goodness. So yeah, I mean, I was running on empty a lot, and I just got to where it wasn't coffee. We weren't really a coffee drinking household. Like, my parents would drink coffee, but there just wasn't a standard coffee pot in the house. My thing when I first started with energy drinks was Surge and Vault. I remember that vividly. Surge and Vault. And my friend Ebony can tell you this. Whenever I buy soda, she will watch me literally look at the package or look at the can and see how many milligrams of caffeine is in it. That's just natural to me. To see, okay, is this going to wake me up? Okay, so, I lost my mother in 2008. That was very hard. That was very difficult. My mother's been gone for 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. And my sleeping pattern is still off. It's still horrible because of, me going for so long with the every 2 hours having to get up. Every 2 hours having to get up. Then my father got bad off with Parkinson's disease. And, that was a horse of a different color. I mean, my mother knew who she was. She knew where she was. She knew who I was. My father, because of Parkinson's disease, was losing his mind, basically. He was losing touch with reality. He remembered who I was up until the very end, which I still don't understand, but it was a small mercy of God. But before I had to put him in a nursing home, which broke my heart, he kept trying to leave the house. He could not drive. So, I hid his keys from him. I still have his keys. His keys are my house keys now. He was trying to leave at 1 o'clock in the morning to go buy bacon and eggs, which I don't think any grocery store aside from Walmart, which is way out on the other end of town. He was not going. I wasn't going to let him go because he was going to be a hazard not only to himself but any other poor soul that was on the road. So, when he came back, he went to the hospital in January of 2015. He came back on Wednesday. By Friday, I had to put him in a nursing home because there just was absolutely no way, with myself being on dialysis, leaving him for X amount of hours to go do treatment because, I could leave, he could burn the house down, he could wander away, God knows what would happen to him. I couldn't do it. So I put him in the nursing home. And, this was towards the end with the Parkinson's. It's very similar to Alzheimer's. It's like, basically how it will kill you is, um, it affects the mind, affects the brain, and it will basically, like, the impulses in your brain that give you, that tell your body to breathe, tell your heart to beat, all this sort of stuff will go haywire and you lose it. And, I think that that's what caused the heart attack that took him. And, it's sad that he's gone, but it was, like I said, another small mercy that, I didn't go to dialysis and come back and find a dead body. Because he did die on a Thursday when I was just getting home from dialysis. I won't go into that because that's heartbreaking. But, Ebony was there. She knows what happened. And, with that, those 3 days was just, I didn't sleep for 72 hours. I was constantly watching my father, trying to make sure he didn't leave. Because, I don't know what happened when he was in the hospital, but when he came back here, he didn't recognize his house. We lived in this house since 1994. He didn't recognize anything. He thought this was a new house. He thought, he just didn't know anymore. And, I just had to put him in a nursing home because I didn't feel safe leaving him to himself while I went to dialysis. Now, on top of all of that, I'm on dialysis. It is a very tiring, very draining thing. Like, yeah, I can post all the cute little selfies and, oh, I'm here and I had a talented nurse and yada, yada, yada. Especially when I send a little tweets to CJ Jackson. It's like, yeah, I had a talented nurse, but, it really is tiring when they have to basically siphon all the blood out of your body. Siphon excess fluid out of you, especially if you have quite a lot of fluid on you. That's very rough. It's not the best feeling. And, I mean, sometimes I think if it wasn't for caffeine, I would just be absolutely useless. Um, because, it's so draining. I can't even describe it. It's like, you go in and you come out like you just run a Boston Marathon or something. I mean, it's absolutely horrendous. You want to sleep, you can't do that. And I mean, if I didn't have the caffeine, I would literally be sleeping my life away. I wouldn't be able to chat with my friends. I would not be able to go out and do things. I would not be able to just maintain my social media. I wouldn't be able to do anything. Because I would just be sleeping all the time. And, that's not my jam. I have too many things I want to do. I like being, a part of the Jackson fan community. I like being part of the 3T community. I like being in my classic Hollywood community. And, it's, I know there's things that I have to do, as an adult and keep my butt alive. But I also know that there are things that I like to do for leisure, and I like to, I guess you could say, reward myself with that. 3T, Michael Jackson, my films, several other things, makeup, whatever. So I need, like, caffeine to make me go. I mean, it's just not like, oh, that's disgusting. I had a bandage on my arm earlier, so move that out of the way. I didn't realize I was there. I thought I threw it away. But, yeah, that's just how it is with, dialysis. It's very draining. And like I said, my standing rule is I don't go to sleep in dialysis because I've seen people die in dialysis. Dialysis. I've seen people die in there right before my eyes. And, it's not a good thing. It's not a cool thing to look at somebody right in their face and watch the light go out of their eyes and watch them die. Because with some people, when they do go to sleep, their blood pressure will bottom out and they just can't get it back. I know I have high blood pressure, but mine has bottomed out before, years ago, and it's not a good feeling. It's not. You think you're dying because you break into a cold sweat. The room is spinning. You feel like you're going to throw up. It's not a good feeling. I did throw up. It's not a good feeling. Um, so yeah, that's kind of me explaining my attachment to caffeine is to keep me alert because all of this is powered by caffeine. If you can see my shirt, today's good mood is sponsored by coffee. um, Basically, yeah, and actually, it's just I don't know. It's just something pivotal to me. Like I always make sure I have this. Like right now, next week, I'm going on another grocery run, and I'm already planning energy drink, morning sparks, iced coffee, Venom energy drinks to get it. And especially with me doing my writing, I have to be focused. So yeah. All right, so that's it for me. I wanted to explain that it's not just like, oh, okay, I need to drink coffee. I got a history of, you know, sleepless nights, fatigue, and everything. I'm surprised I don't have like a million wrinkles or anything, or you know, they're just shiny because I guess I need more powder for my face. But yeah, I'm glad that the age isn't showing just yet. All right, so that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Um, have a cup of coffee in my honor. All right, later.